Okay, so I'm going to try to do this more often, and I created a success sheet with our logo on it, and it's kind of a copy of a system or one that I bought online, but it didn't have all the information that I wanted to talk about and all the stuff I wanted to do. So here's kind of my version. I'm going to try to get more of the smaller carbon copies and try to see if I can make it available for everybody, but it's something I've kind of recreated in Canva. But anyways, so today's goal, Monday. So Mondays I really focus on the social media stuff. And more so making the content, editing the content, and just kind of being that guy, right? So the guy you hire for $50,000, $60,000 a year to do all the stuff I got to do. I like doing it. I'm good at it, right? I made a video that took probably about 30 to 40 minutes. I basically went in, I asked ChatGPT to give me 10 of the most common issues with home insurance, and it just spit out the ones. And I actually liked it. So I don't always follow what it says because I know more than it does as far as the industry, but I don't know like the phrases that people like to hear sometimes. And so I used that to create the video topics. And then I just did the topics on my own. I just need the bullet points. So I got that. That was really cool. It was about a 16-minute video. I cut it down into, it was about a 20-minute video, and I think I cut it down to 16. Pretty good. You'll maybe see it one day. So the second most important thing in my day was to edit and post the video, which took me the majority of the day. Mainly because one of my tasks happened quickly, and I kind of ignored the bottom. So we'll explain here in just a moment. So I started my day off reviewing my daily plan, and I posted one thing on social media. That's my main thing in the morning. When I'm in the sales mode, which today was not the sales mode, I would want to do my morning dials, speak with leads, try to quote at least 2 people minimum, and then connect with a new COI, Center of Influence. Next thing is to speak with another lead, kind of lunchish time, follow-ups, get those done. Anyone that I haven't talked to, in case I haven't quoted a lead yet, I need to quote. We need to build some traction and some business. That's really what I want my agents to do as well as me, so I'm going to lead by example. Once the follow-ups are done, create another social media post. So try to post twice a day if possible. Sometimes it's as simple as just posting what your day's like. Just be authentic, who you are, things about you. If it's for a company, then it's more company-focused stuff. But we also have a social media person helping us with that. And then evening dials, and then plan for tomorrow's day. So tonight, I'm actually going to finish and plan what I want to do tomorrow going forward. A lot of it's going to be Center of Influence building because I'm going to try to do what we talked about in the last videos. The cool part is I actually got a quote. We had some mailers go out, and somebody called in, as well as somebody went on our website and filled out a quote. So my partner got the website one, and I got the call in. It just randomly rang into my number, did a full 20, 30, 40, actually it was probably about 35-minute call, quoted her out. She loved it. Has to talk to her husband. I made a video about it, sent it to her so she can review it. And then I gave her some PDF documents. So we're going to find out tomorrow whether it's something that she wants to move forward with, her and her husband. And honestly, I think it's a good fit. She's missing some coverages. We're actually a few $100s less expensive with all the updates. Fingers crossed, we'll just see what she chooses. But that threw me back about an hour and a half through the day because I spent 35 minutes on her. I spent another 30-ish minutes re-quoting different companies because not everybody's in our carriers. So I checked a couple different options, and Progressive came back competitive, so I also checked Travelers for the home. There's different ways to quote, right? So that's how we did it. Also, I made a little bit of a checklist. I don't know if you can see this, but it's kind of like a sales checklist here. And what that is, when you're on a sales call, we have to come up with different conversations. And I came up with the acronyms through an AI. I said sell more is the acronym. So it's S for set expectations, engage with basically rapport and discovery, find out what their problems are, what their issues are, what they're looking for. Listen, so actively listen. So repeat back to them what you understand and actively pay attention to what they're saying. Take notes. L for layout, which is presented based on their needs. I added that part in because I don't want to just present for no reason. I need to tailor it for what fits them. If we are a fit, let's tailor our conversation around what they're looking for. And then M for manage, which is objection handling, which honestly, I've kind of eliminated that in the majority of all my calls. That's the way my scripting goes, is where I overcome the objection just by actively listening, paying attention, and caring what they think. And could I push the sale further? Sure. But that's just not the style that I do anymore. So O for obtain, so call to action. What's our next step? For her, She wants to talk to her husband. She wants to see it. She's kind of on the fence, and I think she's honestly going to lean towards it, which I got a really good connection with it, or at least an idea, and we'll just see. It's one of those pieces where, yes, if I wanted to be a little bit more aggressive, I could and push that a little bit further, but I'm trying to build a relationship with our clients. I'm trying to make it so I've connected with them. And I get it. You can connect and still kind of push a little bit and say, I understand that. What's the holdback? What's the decisions? Let's help you work through it. And that's fine. That's great. That's your A-plus salespeople. But I'm not that guy right now. Right? So I'm not at that level. Maybe I will become that, or maybe I'll start doing some more practicing of becoming that again. But I really like this style a lot better. I'm honestly closing a way higher close rate with less time and stress and effort. So that's kind of a benefit in my world. Don't get me wrong, top salespeople go flying down the road. They sell a crap ton of insurance. They don't look back, and a lot of it sticks. So that's not a bad path to go. There are better ways to doing it than this. So call to action, which was obtain, reconnect, follow, right? So we've got to follow up for tomorrow and then evaluate. And then we need to evaluate how our call went, which is kind of what I'm doing now, is we go back, maybe listen to the call if you think that you need to rehear it. Understand as you talk through that path, what could I have said or done differently that would have moved the call forward more? I already know that I overspoke on some of it, so I kind of talked myself into too many choices. When I called her back with the information, I had 3 companies, but I had so many options. And then she had a lot of questions. So it kind of got to be where there's almost too much information. And that's one of the reasons those videos are helpful. I was able to make a video and say, here's really the main differences, the 5 things that we changed on your old policy, and here's what you're looking at for upgrading. Now, with that upgrade, it's $100 cheaper. So do you want to upgrade for less or stick with what you've got? Kind of a no-brainer in this situation, just because I think we're going to win this regardless. Built a lot of rapport on the call, so my mental state was actually fairly happy. It was not the most ecstatic because I didn't get everything I wanted to do, and in all honesty, I broke the bottom rule, which was you control your day. So I didn't control my day because I allowed her call to disrupt my day, or essentially allowed me to be in the queue for phone calls, which I need to start learning more as we get busier and people call us more naturally, that I need to be out of it so I can focus on these tasks. So the things I didn't get to is I didn't get to finish our video. We have a person named Fritz. We did a 2-part video with them. We have already posted the first part, which was he had a $400,000 claim, and we went through all of that on a podcast, so to speak. The second part we didn't do, which is he's a realtor, and we want to kind of promote his realtor type thing and kind of question and answer with us. That way we give him some social media exposure, and then he has a video he can post as well. We also did some short questions. There's probably only 3 questions that I asked him. That would be really good shorts. Once that's done, if my day is still open, which clearly I didn't even get everything done, I got my main thing done, which is good. Once that's done, I wanted to work on our website. I wanted to start a center of influence plan, which I still have to design. And then I wanted to organize my Monday process. So my today process, I wanted to better organize what I did today in a better fashion. So it's like, okay, come in, do these things, do this, that. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So this is my daily, one day at a time success. And the last piece was my challenge was to stay on task. And I think I did a pretty good job. I was probably 65-ish, 70% on task. That's essentially what I'm reporting on today, just to show you kind of where we are and what we've done. The month's ending. Our one sales guy is struggling a little bit with sales. Commercials kind of falling down a little bit this month, and he's trying to pick it up with personal lines. Well, because he spent so much time on personal lines, he's trying to boost up what's not there. Right? There's not as much activity in that space, so there's kind of a pull and grab out of that, and he's trying to figure out his zone there, so to speak. Partner's doing decent, just got back from vacation, so we're all kind of in a good position. I'm actually curious if you guys do anything like this, if you organize your day or you just automatically plug yourself in. If I was a salesperson, I don't know if I necessarily would do something like this. Although it's important and super powerful as you learn and you want to grow, this will be the beneficial piece to you to grow. But honestly, when I was hard sales, that's all I was focused on. I never had a plan to own or run an agency. I would just know what I was doing. I knew this by heart when I got on that phone call. Didn't even have to think of it twice. I did all the rapport building, did the connection. I didn't push the sales heavy as I normally do. And so that would be a thing that I would mentally know that I work on because I didn't get the sale. I didn't sell 4 or 5 policies today. And so in that case, when you're a salesperson, you're just go, try to add value as much as you can, try to rapport build as much as you can, but don't give it overtime like I normally do with some of the clients that I work with. That's one of the benefits of working more center of influence style based clients, is because you can afford to give more of that time into the investment of the relationship. Where if I was just dialing leads and doing those calls, I'm going to burn through them as much as I can until I get somebody that is interested. They get it, want it, and need it, and I'm a good fit for them. Now I'm going to spend a little bit more time invested into that relationship to build it, but I'm not going to slow down when they have a hurdle or when we have things. I'm going to push again, and I might push a third time, and I'll try to necessarily sell that policy as much as I can, but then it's on to the next one. That's the fast pace of the sales industry versus the style that I'm doing is more of the let's focus on the right type of clients that I can take a little bit more time and invest into to help them. I also had a call from a customer, which I try to always answer the phone no matter what. If it rings, customer has questions, I let that control my day, so it's kind of a sad thing. I do want to get more of the control my day with let's schedule times to talk where I'm not being interrupted. It's fine. Like clients have questions and need help, but I was able to find out some answers for somebody just at the time we work. It's good to work through. It helped me become a better agent because I honestly didn't know some of the questions that they were asking with one of my carriers. And now that I've got those answers, it helps me be a little bit better with the next dial or the next call or the next person that I work with. Let me know, does this function for you guys? Is this something that you would be interested or you do on a daily basis? I'm really liking this. I struggle to constantly do it. It's got to be like repetition. And I've got to get used to doing that. So I've got to really write down what tomorrow is going to look like. But I really don't know what tomorrow's going to look like. I'm so used to just showing up and handling the problems as they come, checking emails as fast as I can. And every second they come in, there could be a website leak, there could be a phone call we missed, there could be this. And just constantly evaluating what's happening all the time. But I don't want the stress of that. So I need to organize how I can better function and automate my day to where I come in and I know that I've got time to get the coffee. I've got time to build this sheet. I've got time to make my dials. I've got time to do this without having to jump at the next thing. Granted, I'll probably always jump at customers calling, whether it's just a question, just personality. That's the agency that we want to build to where the customer can call us and try to get us almost every time. If not, we're going to call them back very quickly to help them with whatever questions or needs they have. Hopefully this was helpful. This is day 1 of doing this. I'm Mark W. Flockhart. I'll see you soon.